Good evening, everyone. I hope you can all hear me okay. This is Brian Baer. I'm the president of HVSRA. The meeting is being recorded, and we will edit it down probably over the Thanksgiving weekend and post it up on the website for those of our members who are not in attendance tonight to go back and hear what we had to say. We'll wait a couple more minutes to let some people filter into the library room as well as the webinar room.
Jody hasn't given up yet.
Well, that's a good thing.
Can you say something so we can test the sound, Brian?
Something.
There we go. Thank you.
You're welcome. So are we now being broadcast in the room?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, that's good.
So if someone out there wants to ask a question, be loud enough to hear over the computer, just press once for green light.
Okay, let's get started. So online we have 10 participants, probably have a dozen in the room, which is a pretty good attendance record, although I think we're going to be trying to work on making that a little bit better. I want to do the business side of things first and get that out of the way, and that'll give us plenty of time for John to lead the discussion and the program about restarts. So we'll do some of the easy things first. I know in the past, historically, we've done a holiday party. I think what we had talked about at the board level is instead of doing a holiday party in December, we're going to do something more towards the spring, either in February or in March. Candidly, we all just haven't had a whole lot of time to plan it appropriately. So fear not, we're going to do something. It's just not going to be in December. We will do our normal December monthly membership meeting across the river. Next thing on the agenda that I wanted to talk about real quickly is reinstituting the members at large position. There will be hopefully 6 positions. It will serve some subsection of our area that we serve, which runs from northern Westchester all the way to the top of Dutchess County, and then across the river, Ulster, Orange, and part of Rockland County. The current bylaws are up on our website, so have a look at the member at large job description. And if you are interested in joining the ranks, please send both myself and Adrian Capulli a note indicating your interest. The third topic that I'd like to talk about is the interim second vice president and the interim secretary nominations or positions. Right now we have Mark Mahoney as secretary and Ronaldo Pizarro as second VP. We need a formal nominating committee of 3 people in order to either maintain their positions through the end of the current term, or nominate other individuals to fulfill that position. So if you are interested in being on the nominating committee and there's not a whole lot of heavy lifting involved with that, you can ask Bob Boys if he's in the room. I think Nasser was also on the nominating committee at one point. Feel free to give John or any one of the other officers in the room your name, and we'll get that going. I'd like to make that happen sooner rather than later, at least put the nominations forward at the December meeting, and that way in January we can formalize the interim positions. The secretary position is coming up for a full term come March of 2019, and the second vice president position terms out in March of 2020. So the interim position is a few months, and then for the secretary, and then the second vice president's a bit longer. The last topic that I want to touch base on is the recertification process. Excuse me. As we all know, that process is underway. We're trying to get everybody recertified by Thanksgiving of obviously this year. In all likelihood, it's probably going to squeak into December. We as HVSRA are the responsible body for distributing badges to all of you who register in District 4. The latest word on the street from the state is that once you go through your recertification process on Game Official, it's going to take about 2 to 3 weeks for it to track back to the state. At which point, once the state receives confirmation that you've paid and passed and done all of your risk management, they will send me the name and a badge in bulk for those people who have completed recertifications. So what we are going to be doing is obviously gathering up all of those names and then having a series of recertifications at regular locations and regular times starting the weekend of December 8th. That will be the first instance of badge distribution, and that is going to be at Marlboro High School. We are also targeting a location in Middletown on the 15th, a location in northern Westchester on the 29th of December, a location in East Fishkill the first Saturday in January, which I believe is the 5th. I'm not looking at a calendar, so don't quote me on that. And then we will likely have another location or two, maybe northern Dutchess County, and then probably another location on the west side of the river towards the end of January. Our goal is to get everybody their badges by the end of January so that we don't have a wash, rinse, 2018 badges at the end of June and into July. We just don't want that to happen. The intent to determine if you can come get a badge is we will get the list, and that list will be posted on the HVSRA website. So check regularly on the HVSR website to make sure that your name is on the list, and then you can go to any one of the predefined locations. Don't call the officers, don't email the officers, just show up if your name is on that list. We think that that's probably going to be the most efficient way to do it. Again, so we don't go through the process that we went through last year. We are working out the kinks through our website to make your dues payment online. I had a conversation with both Squarespace and Stripe, who is managing that portal. Yes, it is secure. Yes, you can use your credit card or bank card to make your HVSRA dues payment. And there's a couple little kinks in the work that I'm working through and hope to have that fully operational by the end of the Thanksgiving weekend. You will not be able to get your badge until you pay both the state dues as well as the HVSRA dues. Yes, you will be able to pay at the badge distribution location, similarly what we had done last year, but we're also providing another opportunity to pay online. So you'll show up with your receipts for both the state and the local, and your risk management, and you get a badge and a book. And that's what I know. Are there any questions about recertifications or the nominations or the members at large that I can answer right now?
One question. Can you hear, Brian?
I did not hear that. John, can you repeat the question?
Brian, at what point will we be able to check the HVSRA website?
To see who is completed the state recertification? That's a great question. I'm hoping that by the end of November, we are going to get our first tranche of officials who have recertified. I've asked the state as recently as this past Saturday when we can start seeing names, and they didn't have an answer for me. So I'm gonna bug them. I'm gonna boomerang the email to the state like every other day using my boomerang function on my email to be the squeaky wheel.
Brian, I got a question for you.
Yep.
The issue of if a grade 9 is going to take Greek class to grade 8 in January or February,
Mm-hmm.
I think we're going to check it out. They don't need to be certified.
That is my understanding as well, but currently we do not have a bridge class scheduled. Rob Miller and I were talking at the fitness test on Saturday, and we definitely want to get something going. Uh, Rob and I will talk offline about that. My hope is to get something going maybe in late January, early February, so that gives everybody enough time. So hang tight on that. We'll have a little bit better of an answer about the grade 9 bridge class and whether or not they need to recertify as a 9 or they can wait until they get an 8.
Brian, I can answer that right now.
Oh, go ahead, Rob.
We will post a course, like Brian said, January or February. I'm holding off right now because we have 2 courses in December, another one up in February for new grade 8s. And I don't want to send out another one with a grade 9 and just confuse people. So I'm waiting to get through a couple of those before we set up and send out the grade 9 course. When you sign up the grade 9 course, the registration for it only pays for the course. They will not let you get a patch unless you've also recertified for 2019. So you got to do the grade 9 research just like everybody else right now. And then when the course goes up, then you sign up, take the course, and upgrade to 8.
And you pay another fee?
You will pay an additional fee for the course. It's $85.
But that's for the course, not for
Right. There's been a lot of confusion in the past where folks thought, oh, great, I won't have to pay to recertify. I'm just going to take the grade 8 bridge course and skip that payment, and the state won't give you your patch.
Just as a matter of information, Rob, Westchester is telling their referees that they don't have to be certified.
Yeah, that was a big problem last year, and I had about, I don't know, there must have been at least a dozen folks that were really upset. They're like, wait a minute, now you're asking me for more money before I get the patch. What's going on? And we went back and forth with the state, and there was a lot of confusion on that. And Klaus was very clear that everybody recertifies for 2019, and at any time in 19, if you want to upgrade to grade 8, you then pay for and take the course. That all that course does is upgrade you to grade 8.
Great. Thank you, Rob.
Yep.
Couple other questions. Clayton asks, how much are state and local dues? The state dues are $75 and the local dues are $45. And then John Mayer asks, when will actual time, dates, and locations be posted on the HVSRA website? As soon as we have confirmation from, excuse me, as soon as we have confirmation of the locations, they will be posted. My hope is that we can get that all buttoned up before the end of the month. In all likelihood, the way the badge distribution patch or the badge distribution days are going to go is there will be a 1-hour clinic to give you folks an opportunity to gain your 5 CEUs that are strongly recommended by national. And then we will distribute the badges and the books at that time. In all likelihood, it'll be a morning event, in the 9 to 11 o'clock time frame kind of thing. Any other questions? Going once? Going twice? Done. All right. With that said, we're going to close the business meeting, and John, you are up. If you have, if you're online, and right now there are 11 of us online, now 12, you will be allowed to raise your hand, ask a question, and participate in the clinic. I think the way this is going to work for those of us who are online is we are going to be one group, and then the folks in the room will be split up into either one or two groups, and we'll take it from there. So John, the floor is yours.
Thank you. So the topic is restarts. And as you know, there's been some changes in the various restarts since 2015. On a high level, what has changed? Okay? So in the old days, a foul was was a player committed against an opponent on the field of play when the ball was in play. That was a foul. Okay? So in the new world, post 2015, there are no fouls. Right? They're offenses. Okay? In fact, fouls has been dropped in philosophy. You look in the back of the law book under the philosophy of terms, foul is not even mentioned. Okay? It's offense. Offense is a violation of the norm of the game. So other things that have changed, that in the past, a player committed a foul against an opponent. Okay? Now, a player can commit a foul against a teammate, a substitute player, a substituted center player, a team official, or a match official. And if they do that, it's a direct free kick, right? So you get a player who strikes the referee. Now they get a direct free kick. Before 2015, indirect. So IFAB has raised the bar, said this is serious. You need to have a direct free kick. That's a significant change. Okay? Offense against an opponent in the field of play, against an opponent is still direct, indirect, or penalty kick. So it's against an opponent, direct, indirect, penalty kick. Okay? Now, if you have a off-field offense by a player or against the player involving substitutes, team officials, or match officials, it's a free kick. Okay? So, sorry? It's a free kick. Okay. In the past, so you had the normal play, ball went out of play, and the attacker and the defender are off the field of play. Let's say the defender pulled the shirt. Okay. In the past days, it'd be a yellow card and a drop ball. Okay. Now, direct free kick. Okay. Even though it's off the field of play. In the old days, if it's off the field of play, it wouldn't be a foul. Now it's direct free kick. Okay. So they up the ante, basically going from indirect drop ball to direct free kick if it's against more than an opponent and off the field of play. Okay, so that's a big high-level difference. Okay. In addition, in the past, the 10 direct free fouls, the committed to 10 direct free fouls in the penalty area, then it committed to 10 free fouls in the penalty area, had a penalty kick. Now you have the same, but you have considerations for 12 and 13 in terms of players off the field, but also result in a direct free kick and a penalty kick. Okay. Get into that a little later. Okay. So there's significant changes on an overall basis for fouls or now called offenses. Okay? So that's the general overview. Okay? So obviously the restarts have not changed. You have direct free kick, indirect free kick, you have penalty kicks, you have throw-ins, goal kicks, and corner kicks. But the restarts have not changed. But the actions or offenses that happen to result in these restarts has changed, and there's a lot of them. So what I'm going to ask you guys to do is to set up into teams, and I want you guys to tell me what the action or offense will be for a particular restart. Okay, so. And the people online, you're going to be one team all by yourself. So if you can get it to groups of 4. Group of 4. You got to do groups of 4.
Hey, John,
Yes.
can you try to speak a little bit closer to the microphone? Because some of the folks online are having difficulty hearing you. And we don't really have much audio from the audience in the room. So
Okay.
if somebody is saying something in the room, if you can pass around the Mr. Microphone, that would be hugely helpful.
All right. So in the room we have 4 teams. Okay, and I'm going to ask each team to come up with fouls or actions that result in a restart. Okay? The people online, you guys are one team. Okay. So as an example, a throw-in. Okay, that's a restart. Okay, so a throw-in is, the player has to stand facing the field of play. Both feet have to be on or behind the touch line. The ball has to come from behind the head, over the head, into the field of play. Switch for that. Okay. I am. I gave you the procedure. Okay. Now I need you to give me this 3 actions or actions that would generate a throw-in. I know of 3. Okay. So this is an easy one. Throw-in's an easy one. Okay. What are the 3 actions that would result? You're the referee. What are the 3 actions? I think 3 that you're going to have a restart of the throw-in. So going forward, I'm going to ask you to write down what you think many restarts are. So throwing is only 3, they're easy. But for goal kick, there's 19. Okay, so I'll be asking each team to write down the offenses or actions that generate the restart. Okay, and the goal is you want to write down more than the other teams. So the teams will have the team that gets the most restarts or actions will win. And what are you playing for? Just pride. Okay. All right. So the example is throwing. I gave the procedural how it happens procedurally. What are the restarts? The obvious one, the opposing team gets the restart when a player last touches the ball and it goes over the touchline. That's the obvious throwing. That's one. What's another one? Illegal throw. Okay, the player does not bring the ball from behind his head. So that's another. The restart is a throw. What's another one? One. I'm sorry? Player get injured? Well, that would be possibly misconduct.
Hey, John, we cannot hear what the audience is saying.
One of the the player of the opposing team doesn't respect the 2 yards distance from the player who's taking the throwing.
Right, but that would be the use that would be for a very indirect property for a point. Okay, so that's not good. Right. We're talking about what the use that would be for a throw.
Player tries to throw and it doesn't come.
Exactly. Okay. So if the ball touches the ground first, okay, the retake. Right. So we always say your ball never came into play, but in reality, it's because the ball touched the ground first. Right. So it was a free. And that's the throwing is easy. It's free.
What if the ball does first?
Comes into the field play.
Comes in, it goes out.
Well, that would be another throw. Right. So that'd be the first one. That's normal throwing. The ball's out of touch. That's touched by. That's a good question. Right, on a throw-in, the ball is thrown into the field of play, and the wind brings it back outside touch line. Okay. I mean, it sounds like the throw would be the referee spot. Anybody online have that one?
How do you start the game?
No, it's just throw. I guess it's throwing.
We're all still here.
Can you hear?
Mm-hmm.
So the next one I have is goal kicks. Okay. So in terms of, it's hard to sit in the room and come up all the restarts for goal kicks as an example. Unless you're in the webinar, you can cheat and look at the book, right? You can't do that. So what my lead sheet does here is to kind of help you think about different laws and how they could possibly be affected in this goal kick. All right. So on the goal, just looking at the lead sheet, actually goal kicks, it actually comes down to the very bottom. It says goal kick procedural sanctions, right? Goal kicks, the retakes. The retakes are problematic. Okay, so ball might not be in play properly. Okay? So my question to you is, what are all the situations, fouls, or actions that result in you awarding a goal kick? Okay, I have 8. You want to write them down? You want to? All right. So right. So the ball does not leave the penalty area and is touched by a player. That's correct. Retake is a goal kick. That's 1. Anybody else? Anybody online? So the general, right? The whole of the ball passes over the goal line, that's touched by the attacking team, and the goal is not scored. That's a goal kick.
Hey, John.
Yep.
Clayton says corner kick that goes out past the goal line.
One kick that goes out past the goal line.
Right, so if you're in a corner kick, the ball goes out and stuff like that.
That's the first one. That's the whole of the ball passing over the goal line. Okay, but that would be a goal kick. So you have the ball not leaving the penalty area, touched by the player. Anybody else?
A throw in.
How about a defender in the penalty area?
Indirect free kick, you score directly on indirect free kick from the other team.
All right, so an indirect kick directly into the goal. right? Correct. That'd be a goal kick. Right. Hold on.
Goal scored on a dropped ball, that's a goal kick.
Well, on the drop ball, okay, what is the rule on that? Okay. You can't score directly on a goal kick. What has to happen? Have to be touched by two players. Right? So a ball kicked directly off a drop ball, it's not a goal, it's not touched by two players. How about it? Sorry? Give me my microphone.
The attacking team infringes on the ball is not.
The attacking team. Say it again?
Encroaches on a penalty. The ball is not. The ball is
So yeah, so an attack infringes on. Not penalty, it's not penalty. It's goal kick. Goal kick. You better give them the mic. We'll get used to this microphone.
one is if you're taking a penalty kick and you miss it line, go to the goal. And then the other one is you take a penalty kick, your teammate infringes on the penalty box and you miss the line.
I'm not sure about that. Yeah. So a penalty kick, the kicking team infringes. Yeah. And the ball does not go in the goal. Right. I think it's indirect. I think it's goal kick. So on a penalty kick, the kicker's team offends, and the ball does not go in the net. I think it's a restart as indirect. Anybody online confirm?
Can you repeat your statement, John? Because I had a little bit of trouble hearing you.
So they're talking about a penalty kick.
Correct.
The kicker's team offends, they encroach. The ball does not go in the net. What's the restart? I think that's indirect. Indirect at the position of the encroachment. Question back? We're gonna take the mic. Take the mic. We're gonna get this mic down. Anybody online have a comment on that? Anybody online hear me?
John says, yes, if it goes over the goal line without being touched by the keeper.
It's the attacking team offends, and the
Right.
ball does not go in the net. The restart is indirect.
At the location of the encroachment.
We can discuss with the penalty kick, but I'm sure that's okay. So that would, I think that would have to be a goal kick. But we can look that one up later. Okay. So if there's, go on.
If someone scores directly on the indirect game, will they go against it?
Yes. Right. Okay. So if a goal is scored directly on an indirect kick, all right, restart as a goal kick. Right. All right, so if there's a defender in the penalty area that challenges for the ball before the ball leaves the penalty area, that's reset. How about if there's a defender in the penalty area and the ball is kicked by, let's say, the goalie, and that defender is the first to touch the ball outside the penalty area. Right? The defender's in the penalty area. It's kind of a quick restart goal kick. The ball is kicked outside the penalty area. That defender who's in the penalty area is the first to touch the ball. Do we take it? That defender can't be the first to touch the ball. Because he had a little bit of advantage in the penalty area. That ball came into the ball. Okay? Now, if you guys don't believe me, we can look this up later on, but I've been doing this for a week now. Okay. Any comments on the webinar team? Any other goal kicks we didn't miss? We missed?
I think we're all set on this side.
Come on, guys. I need more webinar participation. I know it's hard. Probably not speaking with the mic sufficiently. Let's do corner kick. Okay, the ball is placed in the corner nearest the point, went over the goal line. The ball has to be stationary, kicked by the attacking team, in play where the kick clearly moves, and the corner flag cannot be moved. The opponent keeps 10 yards away. That's the procedure. Okay, I have 7 actions which the restart is a corner kick. Want to write them down? Take time to write them down. Give you a few minutes. You need the you say it. Take a few minutes. No, it has to do with the goal kicks, drop balls, the kickers kicking to their own goals, that kind of stuff. It has to do with the procedures. 7. Can't get 1, you gotta get 1. You only gotta get the easy one, the normal one. Got that one? Good. All right.
We have a couple.
You
We
guys
have
go
a couple.
first.
We have a couple. Yep.
All right, tell me.
A corner kick that is kicked into their own goal results in a corner kick for the defending team.
So that's the silly situation. They're taking a corner kick, and the ball is kicked, and it goes 120 yards, right, into their own
Right.
goal.
Right.
That's correct. That's correct. Got another one?
Sure. PK shot last touched by the goalkeeper before going over the goal line, outside the post, or over the crossbar.
Wait a minute. Tell me that again.
Penalty kick.
Yep.
Last touched by the goalkeeper, outside of the goalposts or the crossbar, and crosses the goal line, results in a corner kick.
Right. That'd be the same as the hold the ball passing over the goal line on the ground, the last touch by the defending team. And
Mm-hmm.
all that scored. Right.
In the goal kick.
Give me the mic. Give me the microphone. Let's make the microphone portable.
In a goal kick, the kicker kicks the ball into his own net.
Oh, yeah.
In a goal kick,
Okay. Goal kick. Kicks the ball. It goes out of the penalty area. It comes back in. That's one kick. That's right.
but you have to leave it. The other one is kickoff. Kickoff.
Yeah.
The kicker kicks the ball into his own net.
That's correct.
What is corner kick, goal kick, or indirect?
That's corner kick.
And the kick off. Somebody score a goal or in the middle, and now you want to kick the ball and kick the ball to my own net.
That's correct. That was new in the law this year. Right. Okay. How about a drop ball? So drop ball. Kicks it into his own goal. Right. Corner kick. Any others? I know of another one. Come on, it's an easy one. On a throw-in, ball enters own goal. Corner kick. You guys good? Got them all? These have been the easy ones, by the way. Oh, not easy. Drop ball. Okay. Referee stops play. The laws do not require one of the restart laws 13 through 17. That's free kicks, penalty kicks, throw-in, goal kicks, and corner kicks. Okay. If the player stopped and one of those restarts is not require law, it's a drop ball. Okay. Ball is dropped to the position of the ball. Play, ball is in play with the ball is ground. Okay. So what are the actions that result in drop ball? I have 12. By the way, I'm going to give you lucky people a copy of this online tomorrow. So you can review this over the weekend. Study it, restart actions. All right, so take time, drop ball. So some of the things on that top sheet there, right? Drop ball, extra person, outside agent, results in drop ball activity, procedural, the drop ball is not done properly. The restart is a drop ball. On a penalty kick, you have a drop ball scenario. What do you think about it? Want to write them down? No, we're not there. You gonna write them down? You gonna think about them?
The online team has a number of responses, John.
Excellent. That's because you guys have the book open cheating.
No, we're not cheating. Well, maybe Miller is, but
All right, webinar team, tell me.
the referee stops play accidentally because he was running with the whistle in his mouth.
Exactly. Right?
Play stops for an injury.
What was the first one you said?
The referee stops play accidentally.
Correct.
The referee stops play for an injury. If the ball goes flat, except during a penalty kick before being touched.
So you're saying it's an effective ball.
A defective ball, yes.
1, 2 is defective ball. The ball is
Mm-hmm.
the position of the ball.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Well, all right, Brian, tell me the penalty kick you're saying? What's the,
No, except during a penalty before being touched.
so you have a penalty kick.
And you're just standing there waiting for the kicker to strike the ball, and the ball goes flat.
Correct. That's a stop ball. So the ball,
John, we've got a couple more.
so if the ball goes flat before the ball is playing, on a penalty kick, goes to the penalty kick. Right, to the penalty kick. But if the ball is kicked the moves forward and just becomes defective, then it'd be a stop ball. I'm saying, how? I say, huh? No, time out, no, wait, time, no, okay. No. I don't think so. The ball's in play. Not necessarily. But the ball's in play. The ball's in play. Well, hold up an hour. I mean, it makes sense. But the ball's in play and it becomes effective. If you have it in any direction, you take it. Get back it out. Everybody else?
Let's see. Outside interference. We couldn't hear if anyone said that in the room.
Nope. Outside. No, we did 4-5. Outside interference. Okay.
Outside interference results in a drop ball. You know, the errant dog or grandparent that runs onto the field.
Okay, the parent that runs in the field. Okay, that parent has to interfere. Okay.
Right, but it still results in a drop ball. The restart is a drop ball. If they interfere with play, it's a drop ball.
Right, because it's the parent's an outside agent.
Correct. Yep.
So drop ball, that's correct.
If during a PK the keeper deflects it and then it goes flat, it's a drop ball.
Okay, I'll take your word on that one. So we have outside interference with the spectators. There's a somebody blows a whistle on the adjacent field, that interferes with play, drop ball.
Mm-hmm.
So two players offend at the same time? It could be, I didn't read that. It could be, no, and I was expecting you not to call something other than drop ball. But, you know what lawyer is? That's the retake, right? That's the drop ball. All right, so the drop ball and it hits the ground, it goes out of play, it's a drop ball retake. Right? Retake two. Right. So if the ball is touched by a player before it hits the ground, it's a retake. How the referee signals a goal before the ball has passed wholly over the goal line. That's a mistake. Drop ball. Referee blows a whistle for a goal before the ball goes over the goal line. Drop ball. Yeah. On a penalty kick, the ball is kicked and off the crossbar. Ball becomes defective. Stop ball. Right. On a penalty kick, if the ball is kicked and there's interference at that point in time, retake. Right? Penalty kick, the ball is kicked, and it's interference outside interference, it's a retake. It used to be a drop ball. Now it's a retake. So the parent couldn't run on the field, deflect the ball, and cause a drop ball to defeat the penalty kick. Now it's a retake. That action doesn't work. How about law one? The field. Take it? That's interference. That's outside interference. Law five. There is law one, the field. Is a drop ball scenario.
If the goal posts become dislodged during the course of play and the referee stops to repair it, then it's a drop ball.
Or the crossbar becomes dislodged.
Right.
Okay, so you have, let's say the extra person, spectator, runs in the field, is on the field. Okay. Interferes with play. Right. You think that it's in their goal score. Or disallow on the goal? His interference is outside agent, the parent runs in the field. Assuming it's defending parent, you know. Okay. The goal is disallowed unless the interference did not prevent the defendant from playing the ball. So if the interference didn't impact the defender playing the ball goes in goal. It's goal.
John, speak closer to the microphone, please.
Okay. This one? This one? Okay. So Ryan, we're talking about a spectator, extra person, outside agent,
Mm-hmm.
interferes with play. If the goal is disallowed, unless the interference by that outside person did not impact the defender playing the ball. And the goal is allowed. Okay? Direct free kicks. So direct free kicks, you have extra people on the field, extra persons on the field. You have, obviously, you have 12. You got a list of direct free kick offenses. And you have the whole list there. Maybe somebody can do the whole list, possibly, both of them. Okay? These are for direct free kicks. Free kick. If you hit the crossbar, it goes back. Drop ball.
Oh, we're still doing drop balls, John? I thought we were doing direct free kicks.
Just had a follow-up question. We're doing direct free kicks.
No.
Direct free kick, which goal can be scored by kicking the ball directly into the opponent's goal. So who's that? the ball is in play. All direct free kicks, the ball is in play. Like that. All right. What can you guys tell me about an extra person on the field of play? So an extra person, you mean a team official, a substituted player, a central player. Okay? Those are the people we're talking about. Okay? Team officials. Okay? That's the team list. Team officials and all the players, substitute players. Those are the folks we're talking about. Okay? If one of those folks ends up in the field, which is inconceivable because you're roughly the game, how could that happen? Somebody runs in the field, an extra player. Okay? What do? You get an extra, not extra player, but an extra person. Okay? You can tell them get off the field. You can do that. Okay? You only stop play if there's interference. Interference. Okay? What's the restart? Direct free kick. All right? So this is a person, extra person coming on the field of play, interfering with play. Direct free kick. From where? From where? That's the question. What is the interference? Okay. You wouldn't stop play. You wouldn't stop play. You just, at the next stoppage, you get him off the field. So this extra person can run on the field and interfere in the penalty area. Direct free kick is the peak pay. Okay. And if a extra person runs in the field and prevents a goal in the penalty area, and it's dog zone, that's okay. Automatic send off. Who else? What are the other than the focus? You have players who are off the field of play. Okay, a player who's getting his quickly fixed. Okay. He can come on and cause an issue. Right? If he comes on without permission and interferes with play, direct free kick. That's the position of the interference.
Hey, John, some of us are still having some difficulty hearing you and the audience.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello? Hello? Can you hear me
Bueller?
now?
Yes.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. We're at the point where a player requires permission from the referee to come on to begin to review the play. Does not get permission and interferes with play. The restart is a direct free kick at the point of interference. What happens if a goal is scored with an extra player on the field? Or an extra person? The goal is scored. Anybody? Somebody with the mic though. Okay, so let's say if the extra player is from the team that scored the goal. Just allow the goal. And where's the restart? It's a direct free kick, by the way. Where's the restart? Where the extra player was when the goal was scored. The question is, who is the extra player? No. It's the last person who is substituted for. And you might be at the point where you're starting your kickoff, and you realize this. You have to disallow the goal, but who knows where that extra player was. Maybe if he's attacking that, you start over by the goal. If he's a defender, maybe you start out at the halfway line.
John, we have a couple of answers from the online team.
Okay,
Offenses committed on such as substituted players and trainers. If the trainer throws a water bottle and hits a player, then the restart is a DFK. Or if it's in the penalty area, it's a penalty kick.
it's where the, so you threw a water bottle at the player, it would be where the player got struck, or where the player would have been struck. And you're right, it could be in the penalty area.
A couple of others. Trainer reaches onto the field and handles the ball. DFK where they touch the ball.
That's the
And
extra
then
play.
a coach trips the player on the field. The DFK is where the player was tripped.
Okay. Okay, so that's to do with that's reaching north before.
Right.
You know, substitutes, team officials interfering or with the opposing player outside the field. Or in the
Right.
direct free kick. What else from the webinar team?
Biting is now a direct free kick.
That's true. Biting. Before it was just spitting, now it's spitting and biting. Anybody give me the 7 offenses that result in direct free kick? The 70 careless reckless and excessive force. Charging, jumping, kicking, pushing, striking, tripping, tackle. Those are the 7. Okay. Which the issue is with the reckless, careless, or excessive. Right? How about the 5? They just have to happen without reference to careless, reckless, or excessive force. 5 offenses that result in direct free kick. Sorry? I'll say it. Handling. Handling is one of them. Yep. 4 more. Come on. I'm sorry? Yeah, that's true. Right. Bites or spit, you know, it used to say spit at an opponent. Now it's spit at anybody. Let's clear that one up. No. Holding. Correct. Impeding an opponent with contact. Okay. And the new one this year. The new one. Player throws an object at the ball. Okay. Or an opponent or match official. Referee kick. So if the ball is in play and a player commits an offense outside the field of play against an opposing player, a match official, a teammate, okay, direct free kick, even though it's outside. Okay. The restart is at the boundary line nearest to the offense. And if that puts it into the penalty area, you have a penalty kick. These are fouls by the player outside the field of play. The same token, if you had a team official or substitute, a substitute player, those other folks outside the field of play, and they interfere with the player, that would be a direct free kick. Okay. All these in the past were indirect free kicks. The IFAB is up, obviously they recognize a serious situation, they gotta be at least a direct free kick. I know you really guys got one more to go. What is it? Indirect. Indirect free kick. I have 22. Not 22. This is why I can't do this myself. I need you guys to help me. 22. All right. All right. So if we go to free kick, goal cannot be scored unless the player touches the ball. Double touch. Right. So on a free kick, a corner kick, goal kick. Okay? The kickoff. Ball is touched by the same kicker, indirect. That's the first. Use the mic. Use the mic. Use the mic.
Cause an offense, but you don't make contact with the player. Dangerous play.
Dangerous play. Exactly, dangerous play. So under law 12, there's like 5 the restart is indirect. Dangerous play is one of them. Right. What are some of the other ones in that area? Law 12. The 5.
Hey, John, we have a couple.
Go on.
Intentional pass back to the goalkeeper by a teammate and picked up by the goalkeeper.
Correct.
A throw-in to the goalkeeper, and the goalkeeper picks it up with their hands.
Correct.
Impeding the progression of a player.
Without contact. Correct.
Right.
That's correct. What about the goalkeeper? He has to do one more thing he can't do. Right. He can't drop the ball. He can't release the ball and pick it up again.
Right. You can't do a double kickoff,
Right.
a double touch on a kickoff, or a double touch on a throw-in.
By the kickoff, like already, or a free kick, you can't do a double touch.
Right.
Well, there's offside violation, indirect.
Well, offsides is not law 12.
No. Jump around my laws.
Right. Nor is an intentional header by a U11 and below, but that does result in an indirect free kick.
Correct.
That's USSF rules, not IFAB. We can't hear you guys.
Wouldn't that fall under playing in a dangerous manner? Dangerous to yourself and heading?
Well, that would be certainly a dangerous play. That is indirect. The header. Same thing. Exactly. It is quite honestly, it is dangerous. That's why they move private plays. You're talking about intentional header.
That's a USSF rule, though.
Yeah, okay, you're right.
That's not an IFAB rule. If we're only talking about the laws of the game,
You're talking IFAB, actually.
right. So U11 and below intentionally heading, that's USSF.
Yep. Dissent by verbal use, right? Indirect, right? So we got the indirect in law 12, plays in a dangerous manner, impedes without contact. field give dissent. So would it be like unsporting behavior? Okay. So any misconduct to restart is indirect. You stop playing for that purpose. Right? How about a player prevents a goalkeeper from releasing the ball with his hands, or kicks the ball from the goalkeeper trying to release the ball? Indirect. So the field player had like 5 things he can't do. Indirect. The goalkeeper has 4. You mentioned 3. The hands. The goalkeeper can't do one other thing. Can't hold the ball for more than 6 seconds. How about on the advantage rule? Advantage. Referee goes with advantage. Situation. New in the law recently. Applies advantage for a serious foul play. Okay? And that player continues in the game and interferes with the player. Makes contact with the player. Restart is indirect. So of course, going to go back and get into the serious foul play. Other than that rule, that player, without advantage, he could continue in the game. He could score a goal in the old days. Now, once he touches the ball, it's indirect. Okay, so serious foul play. There's a clear opportunity to score. Okay, referee allows advantage. Okay? That particular player who committed the serious foul play, if he gets involved in play in any respect, all right, referee blows the whistle and indirect. As I said before that player is how about on indirect kicks? Indirect. Yeah, right. Keep it in 6 seconds. How about on an indirect kick? The referee does not signal indirect. The ball is in the net.
What's the statement, John? I can't hear you.
Okay. The referee fails to signal that a kick is indirect, and the ball is kicked directly into the goal. It's indirect. It's a retake.
Wait, say that again. On an indirect kick,
Okay.
the kicker kicks it. The kicker kicks it.
The referee failing to indicate an indirect by raising his arm,
Mm-hmm.
and the ball is correct. The ball is kicked directly into the goal.
Mm-hmm.
Indirect. Restart is indirect.
Coming out.
No, retake. Important. A lot of kids, I know a lot of kids out there don't raise their hands in indirect. I know they're going to get burned someday.
Oh, I didn't hear you, John. I didn't hear you say when the referee doesn't raise their hand.
Yeah, the referee fails to signal.
Right.
What about a penalty? The penalty scenario. What's happening in the penalty? So you're taking a penalty kick. Before the ball is in play, kick his teammates a friend, and the ball does not go in the goal. Right? It's not going to goal. Just won't have it go. It's an indirect. Okay. No, it's not a retake. Okay, so if the kicker, I was saying if the kicker is teammate, if the kicker does that, maybe it's like before kick the ball, or the referee identifies the kicker and then replace the kicker. Okay, and what's another one? What's the third one? Kicker, kicks the ball backwards. Okay, if they kick those three, it's a indirect going out. Okay? I know there's a lot of stuff. Let's say I'm gonna put this online. You'll love this stuff. Reread this weekend and enjoy it. Okay, so if the encroachment is by the kicking team, it's indirect. Okay, what happens if the encroachment is by the kicking team and the ball goes in the net? Okay, it's a okay, retake. That's right, retake. If the ball goes in the net, retake. If it does not go in the net, it's a indirect going out.
How we doing?
How about if a player commits a foul, offense, outside the field of play against his own teammates? Okay? So if the player commits outside the field of play against his own teammates, it's indirect. No way. I'm sorry? No way. Where do you start? Okay, from the outside the field, it's the closest boundary line closest to the boundary. Okay, this is happening outside the field of play. Right? Okay, so the restart would be on the boundary line nearest to the offensive turf. It's on the field of play. It's a direct free kick. Direct free kick. Where? At the offense. With the offensive turf.
John, we need you guys to speak up.
Question is, was there a foul against the player, against the teammate on the field of play? Okay. Lastly, we have penalty kicks. Okay, so the ball is stationary, the kicker is identified. The goalkeeper needs to stay on the line facing the kicker until the ball is kicked. The players are 10 yards behind the ball, 10 yards away from the ball, behind the penalty mark, outside the penalty area and on the field of play. Referee signals the ball is in play when the kicker moves. So what do we have on penalty kicks? We already talked about the attacker's teammates offending with encroachment. When the ball enters the goal, it's a retake. At the penalty kick, the ball is in play, the goalkeeper or his teammates offend. The ball does not enter the goal. Retake. At the penalty kick, the ball is in play, both teams offend. PK is retaken. Okay, the ball becomes effective during the penalty kick as it moves forward before it touches the player, the goalpost. Retake. Okay. So the ball becomes effective right after it's kicked into play before it hits the player or goalpost. It's a retake. Okay, so at a penalty kick, before the ball is in play, both the goalkeeper and the kicker offend. If the kick is missed, the save is a retake. Okay, so the kicker and the keeper offend. If the ball goes in the net, if it's got disallowed goal, it's an indirect kick going out. I'm sorry. I give a good kick, but you got a question, Brian?
The question is, can the kicker on the penalty kick raise his arms before taking the kick?
I think it can, as long as it doesn't deceive the.
As long as it does not deceive the goalkeeper.
And if it does, you get an indirect
Going out.
going out. Yep.
Yep.
That's all I got, people.
Excellent.
In your inbox tonight.
Excellent job, John.
Sorry, the mic didn't work that well. The whole thing about.
We'll figure. This is the third time we've done it, so we're still working out the kinks. So it was good. Thank you all for attending. This will be posted up on the website in the next few days. So have a great evening. Drive safely tomorrow if you are heading out in this snow. See you on the next one.
Now,